Wanted to come out to provide a COVID-19 update and assure all of you that we are taking every precaution necessary to keep you safe as we see the spread of the Omicron variant in our community. I'm joined today by Dr. Ernest Carter. I want to thank him for being here and to thank him for his tremendous leadership. He's going to discuss this variant and talk also a bit about the studies that support getting a booster shot to protect yourself. I am also really pleased to be joined by our public school CEO, Dr. Monica Golson. I want to thank Dr. Golson also for her truly outstanding leadership during the course of this pandemic and beyond. And she will be able to provide an update for you as well regarding our school system. Before I go any further, I do just want to take a moment to reflect a bit on where we have been during the course of this global pandemic. For 2 years, COVID-19 has made its way around the globe. In that time, our lives have changed more than any 2-year period in living memory. We want to I certainly want to compliment Prince Georgians who have done an absolutely amazing job during the course of this entire pandemic, who have really cared for each other, have been sacrificial, have listened to the advice of all of our health officers, and they have just done a yeoman's job. Because of that, we have one of the highest vaccination rates in the state, and this is due to the willingness of Prince Georgians to roll up their sleeves to protect themselves and those around them. And so I want to thank them so much for that. We truly fought this pandemic unlike any other jurisdiction. I have to say we fought it with one hand tied behind our backs. And this was because of all of the inequities we faced and the comorbidities that made our residents sicker and more vulnerable to this new virus. However, to no surprise, I was not surprised at all to find that Prince Georgians, who no one should ever bet against, came together in ways that none of us ever even knew were possible to make sure that we were caring for each other as a community, and for that I will be forever grateful. And through your collective efforts, we went from being the county with the highest infection rate in the state to a county that has consistently had one of the lowest infection rates in the state over the last few months. And while the state data was being reported, this is a monumental shift, and it's because of you that it was possible. Now the new COVID-19 variant of concern, Omicron, is spreading rapidly around the globe and in the United States. But there is good news. For one, it seems that the vaccines, particularly the booster shots, we're hearing have been particularly effective at reducing the severity of this new variant. And if you've already not done so, it is time to get vaccinated against COVID-19, to get your booster shot also if you've already been vaccinated. Most of our neighbors and friends here are already vaccinated, and we ask you to please join the majority of Prince Georgians who are proud to be protected against COVID-19. As I mentioned, our collective work as a community helped reduce infection rates and case rates over the summer and into the fall. Again, we went from having the highest infection rate in the state to having one of the lowest. Unfortunately, as you are aware, the state's COVID-19 tracking data was not updated for several weeks due to a cyber attack. Yesterday, they started reporting again on statewide data, and what we know is that Maryland has experienced an increase of 28,341 cases since December 3rd. Additionally, the positivity rate in the state went from 5.4% on December 3rd to nearly 10.3% yesterday, which is an 89% increase in just over 2 weeks. This, I don't have to tell you, is extremely concerning, and we know that the surge is a statewide surge. However, we still do not have countywide or county level data, and we hope that this access will be restored very soon, so that we can have a more full understanding of how the virus is impacting our county. In the meanwhile, we've been looking to our neighbors across the region, and we believe that this information helps us to infer what the infection rate is here. Based on the last year and a half, we're confident that if our neighbors are experiencing a spike in case rates, then we probably are experiencing a spike as well. And so we've been looking at data not only here in Prince George's County to help us fill in the picture, But we've been successful in also charting what's happening around the region in Washington, D.C., Virginia, and other places to help us to gather the data that's necessary. And so we do have data from our neighbors that we can look to, and it shows a concerning trend across the region. In D.C., 1 month ago, on November 20th, the weekly case rate per 100,000 residents was under 100 cases. Now, 1 month later, it's at 356 cases. In Fairfax County, 1 month ago, on November 20th, the weekly case rate per 100,000 residents was 63 cases. Now, 1 month later, it's over 160 cases. In Alexandria, 1 month ago, on November 20th, we know that the weekly case rate per 100,000 residents was at 77 cases. Now, 1 month later, it's over 280 cases. So we know that jurisdictions across our region are experiencing a surge in cases over this last month. And based on all of this, we know also that Prince George's County is certainly experiencing a surge as well. And so we need all of our residents, again, to please get vaccinated. If you are already vaccinated, get boosted. And we ask furthermore that you also get tested as the holidays approach us. In terms of vaccination rates, as I mentioned, we have one of the highest vaccination rates in the state, and it's thanks to the hard work of our residents. Over 78% of adults 18 or older are already fully vaccinated against COVID-19. When including everyone over the age of 5, 72% of our residents are fully vaccinated. And finally, almost 90% of our seniors are fully vaccinated right now. So we've made tremendous progress in getting residents vaccinated, and we're so proud of everyone who has helped to roll up their sleeves to make sure that this happened. So if you've not been vaccinated, please do so as soon as possible, especially as we face this ongoing surge that is happening and we expect to happen during the course of the holidays. That includes our children 5 years old and older. Last month, vaccinations were approved for children between the ages of 5 and 11 years old, and we want to be sure that we are protecting some of our most vulnerable residents, and among those are our precious children. And the vaccine is the best protection we have against COVID-19. And so I'm asking parents, please, if you have not done so already, please make sure that your kids are vaccinated against COVID-19. With the introduction of the Omicron variant, it is now more important than ever that individuals who have already been vaccinated go ahead and get the booster shot. Dr. Carter will talk about this a little bit more in a minute, but what we know is that studies show us that we are consistently finding that the booster shot offers the best protection against severe illness. Booster shots are available for anyone 16 and older, although if you are 16 or 17, you can only get a booster shot of Pfizer. And this is because this is the only vaccine that has been approved so far for anyone under the age of 18. For Pfizer and Moderna, you should get a booster shot 6 months after your second dose. And if you've gotten the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, the CDC is recommending that you go ahead and get your booster within 2 months of having gotten that shot. Please remember that mixing and matching vaccines for a booster is entirely fine. This has been approved by the FDA and the CDC. So if you received one brand of vaccine already initially, you can choose to get the same brand for your booster, or you can choose to get a different brand from that you originally received. Either way, as soon as you're eligible, please get a booster shot. You can schedule an appointment at a number of pharmacies already, your doctor's office, or community sites. And you can also schedule an appointment or walk-in to our health department clinic at the community college. You can find a vaccine site locator on our vaccine webpage, and that address is mypgc.us/COVID vaccine. Again, that's mypgc.us/COVID vaccine. We need as much protection as possible from this variant, and everyone getting a booster shot will help us to fight in the next wave of cases that we're beginning to see. Finally, as we rapidly approach the holidays, I want to remind our residents that we must continue to take precautions to protect against COVID-19. At this time, I am urging Prince Georgians, please exercise caution with family gatherings this Christmas and over the holiday, New Year's. With the surge in cases that we're experiencing, I ask you to please consider a more intimate setting with vaccinated family and close friends. And I'm simply asking, just use your best judgment in terms of gathering. We know that people are excited, have made preparations to be together during this holiday season, but we just ask you, please use your best judgment and make the best decision that you can for you and for your family members in order that everyone should be protected and safe and healthy as the holiday season progresses. We also encourage individuals, if you are approaching these family gatherings, please get tested. Testing is still an effective way to prevent the spread of COVID 19 in our community. And our county health department is still offering community testing, and this is free testing. You can go by the Bunker Hill Fire Station to receive that free test. You can also get a test there. The testing hours are Monday through Friday from 9:30 a.m. until 5:30 p.m. The testing site will be open December 24th and 31st from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And we also have partner testing sites at First United Methodist Church of Hyattsville, Rosier Medical Center in Laurel, and the state is also operating a testing site at the City of Praise Family Ministries in Landover. There are also local pharmacies, urgent care, and other healthcare providers who are offering testing to our community. We have a testing site locator on our county website for anyone who's wondering how to find the closest site to you. You can just go to the testing site locator at health.mypgc.us/COVID testing. Again, health.mypgc.us/COVID testing. And if you're traveling or planning to gather over the holiday with family and friends, or if you're experiencing symptoms of COVID 19, please get tested. We want to make sure that we can protect our loved ones during this holiday season and slow the spread of the virus through our community. Finally, I want to remind you all about the mask mandate that is in place. We know that wearing masks can help protect us and slow the spread of the virus. We know this as a matter of fact now, that this has been especially effective for us here in Prince George's. And so if you're indoors at any public venue, please remember to wear your mask. Wearing a mask plus getting vaccinated and boosted and getting tested, well, these are the best tools that we have to slow the spread of this virus. And we know these things work, and we must do everything we can to continue to care for each other. I know it has been a while. We've been talking about this now for close to 2 years. But I just ask you all to please hang in there with us a little longer. And again, Prince Georgians have done an absolutely beautiful job to go from the highest infection rate to one of the lowest infection rates in the state for the last several months is really due to your diligence and your vigilance. And we just ask you to continue. And then before I hand it over to Dr. Carter, who will give us a health update, I also just want to say to all Prince Georgians to please have an absolutely amazing holiday season, that I wish from my family to yours, that you will have a safe holiday and a happy holiday. Just really sending blessings to all of you all. May God bless you all in the holiday season. And now I'll turn